What's up, everyone? I just wanted to make this video and recap the 2024 season because as a Panthers fan, the way it ended, getting that overtime win in Atlanta, I already am counting down till next year. I cannot freaking wait. How this season started was an absolute nightmare. To how it finished was like, did anyone see this coming? Did the turnaround that Bryce had after getting benched and just the way the team fought in all those close games versus the Chiefs, the Bucks, the Eagles, this was a fun year. Obviously, the record was not what any of us are satisfied with, but moving forward, this is one of the biggest off seasons and one of the most exciting off seasons where, man, we know that next year Dan Morgan is going to get this defense right and just build from here. And I'm so excited. So I guess I'll start from the beginning. My thoughts when the season first started so long ago, when Bryce got benched, man, that was rough. And I always wanted to root for Bryce. Last season, 22 seasons ago, his rookie year, we know he didn't stand a chance with he was running for his life. He got sacked a record amount of times, but going into this year was going to be a big year, and he struggled right away. When he got benched, I'm sure most of us were thinking like, oh my God, like they traded everyone for Bryce, and now is he going to be the guy? And then the way that he bounced back after getting benched and in front of our eyes became the leader of this team and the undisputed starter going into next year. I mean, that is my guy. Just I when they drafted him, I looked at his highlights at Alabama. I saw that he's got a real like calm, chill demeanor. But when he came to the Panthers, we didn't necessarily see that personality show as much. We didn't know if he was the answer, but he made it very clear that he is QB1, and I could not be more excited moving forward because this guy is an assassin. He got benched and the whole world is saying he's the worst pick of all time, and he was there high-fiving his teammates through those games when he was getting benched and he was under Dalton. And when he got his time to get back on the field, he made it very clear that, wait a second, yeah, I am the number one overall pick from Alabama, Heisman winner, and I am the starting quarterback of the Panthers. And the toughness and the way he carries himself, I couldn't be happier to root for a guy. I'm so excited moving forward, and the way that Bryce just rallied and the team, everybody, all the interviews, they believed in him, and to see each week how like his personality showed and how the team rallied was a treat. And I really, really enjoyed seeing that because now we got our guy at quarterback for the first time in a while. So now this offseason, the Panthers can really focus on getting this defense right, because that was the one thing this year that was tough to watch was the defense. Obviously, they gave up, I think, the most points in NFL history. But at the same time, no team, I was just watching the Falcons game a couple days ago, that no team in the NFL has played as many players as the Panthers this year. There were so many injuries, and a lot of rookies and honestly, a lot of guys I never heard of ended up getting thrust into starting roles. And I think that the thing about this team, that every time as the season went on and, say it was that Cowboys game where they had the loss, or that Bucks game a couple of weeks ago when they got blown out, they bounced back. And even though a lot of these guys might not be starters next year or might not be on the team, it showed that whatever Coach Dave was saying to these guys, they bought in and they fought till the end, and that's all I could ask for as a fan watching. I was so proud of the team, and it was just so like, man, I was so happy because I was so down. But now, I mean, as a Panthers fan, I mean, we are sleeping good at night because 2025, you already know Dan Morgan's going to cook. So Coach Dave, in his first year, he showed, yeah, he knows what he's doing. He got the team going, and he worked with what he got, and I think the vibes are higher than they've been in a while. So with the defense struggling so much, I think that they went through so many injuries with Shaq going down, Derek Brown going down, and then the second half of the season, these last couple games, no JC, no Josie Jewell. It is what it is. You're going to need personnel to compete and cover with these guys. But I think that Dan Morgan, Brant Tillis, Coach Dave, they're gonna do their research, and I can't wait to see who that 8th overall pick is gonna be in April. I'm thinking edge rusher, D-line, we'll see. But overall, it was a fun season, and I actually was at the Panthers-Cardinals game when they won in overtime, and man, that was like a fun time. Just seeing, I just felt like in the section I was at, I could just feel that like everyone's like, man, it's been a while since like we're just feeling this, like the energy, just seeing them win and just kick some ass was like it was so fun. So I'm upset that the season is over because after they just won in Atlanta with Bryce scoring 5 touchdowns, I was like, bro, man, this feels good to see. And like I said, I'm so happy for Bryce. And moving forward, there's a lot to be excited about. And I wanted to, I guess, say one more thing is my guy Dave Tepper was taking a lot of heat ever since he since he bought the team, and everyone in the media was like, "Oh, like this guy's a madman. He fires people whenever he wakes up in a bad mood." But he fired people that honestly did an awful job. He made some shitty hires. Coach Rule was not the answer. Coach Reich, that was terrible. He had to go. So the whole national media ran with this narrative that he's out of his mind. He's throwing drinks at people. I like that. I was like, at least he cares. You want to talk some shit, Coach? I mean, Big Dave's gonna throw a Diet Coke at you. You better watch it. So I love that, just to see like, the Panthers being a small market team getting a little noise because of Dave Tepper's presence, but since he became the owner, I've seen a lot of alumni love the guy. He made the Hall of Honor, got Jake Delhomme, Steve Smith, Moose Muhammad's name on the building. When I was at the stadium and I turned around and I saw that in the section, I just had to just take a moment, and I was so happy to see that because, any Panthers fan that's been watching back in the day knows what those guys meant to this organization. So for Dave Tepper to recognize that and to, establish that, and also the whole trade, when he did the crazy trade to the Bears for Bryce Young, all I heard was, this is the worst trade of all time, and this guy is out of his mind, and now we're looking and say, hold up, this guy made a risky move, but now we got a quarterback because Bryce showed out this second half of the year. I think he led the league in big time throws, or at least since his return. That's like a PFF stat, but you guys were watching. This man was just, if it was down the sideline, the blitz is in his face, he's just standing there. He had one pass that was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and he's only 5'10", and everyone's saying, I get it, before there it looked like he was gonna be a bust. I mean, but the way that he responded, the way that his team responded, and on top of that, I was tying it into David Tepper making this trade to say, like, we got to get a quarterback, get that one pick, and let's get the ball rolling, and let's, like, establish a dominant team down here. I'm so excited. And Dan Morgan, some of his this past year was his first season as GM. So some of the picks that he made, some of the free agent signings, Ashawn Robinson, Josie Jewell, loved having those guys on the team. XL had a great season, even though he had some drops. I'm excited for the future. He's got a lot of talent. I love his attitude. Jalen Coker, undrafted receiver, the guy's an animal. So JT Sanders, hopefully Jonathan Brooks can recover. That sucked to see him tear his knee again, but Robert Hunt, Damian Lewis, this year he got the O-line right? He invested and said, I'm going to protect Bryce and I'm going to let Bryce cook, and that's exactly what happened. So now, this offseason, he's going to get this defense right. And I am so excited. Just the fact that Dan Morgan is in charge of the Panthers, I go to sleep every night just a little bit happier. I just sleep a little better at night. When my head hits the pillow, I'm like, I'm not feeling so lost. I'm like, Dan Morgan is going to take us where we want to go. So I'm so excited. There are a lot of positives, even though it was only a 5-win season, but we only won 2 games last year. So this 5 was a double. It was a lot of fun and a lot of great highlights, a lot of lows, a lot of highs, but at the end of the day, I don't think anybody expected Bryce to look that good after he was benched. And I mean, we got the BY Reap cooking, and going into his 3rd year next year, man, the countdown is on. It's going to be a big off season. I expect the Panthers to make some big moves, and I think the vibes are high in Charlotte, and I think that a lot of us can agree that this 7 years no playoffs, that sucks, but I don't think that's lasting much longer, and I think it's a real possibility that we're taking this division back next year. So Tampa, they can have their fun. We'll see what they do in the playoffs. I'm excited for the playoffs in general. This is a great time of year, but it does hurt to not see the Panthers in the playoffs, even though it's been so long. I'm just thinking about when we get back, Panthers home game in the playoffs, I'll be there. I will be there. I think about it every day. So I'm just so excited that there's something building here. And that's all I think that us fans wanted to see, because it's just been, when Tepper first came in, it was a lot of plug and play, and the coaches suck. But now Coach Dave, we got a leader, and I think the players believe in him. I definitely believe in him, and I think that what Dan Morgan said when he first got hired as GM is we want teams to fear this logo again. We want teams, when they got to come here, it's like, shit, this is going to be a fight. This shit is going down to the 4th quarter. And we saw that this year versus teams that are about to make a Super Bowl run. Seeing the Panthers go toe-to-toe with Mahomes, go to Philly, and those could have easily been wins. So I'm thinking next year, woo, it's going to be fun. So it's going to be a good time. So in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy these playoffs, watch the Super Bowl, and then, the countdown to the draft, and I just can't wait to see where it goes from here. So, to close it out, that was a fun season, and, can't wait to see what's next. So, Panther Nation, hope y'all had good holidays. We got some good Panther highlights to watch this offseason. And yeah, moving forward, let's go. Keep pounding.